Hi guys,
Hey,
how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. New York City. I'm in the snow. It's great. I'm not actually in the snow. I'm not in the snow right now, clearly.
I got to tell you, man, Lewis's girl Lauren has a huge crush on you, and I'm not even kidding. She's got pictures of you all over their house. I don't even know if she has a picture of him in the house.
Probably not. Gavin, you and I Zoomed a few times during the pandemic. We were talking about your vegan bolognese, but it was the one time during the pandemic where Lauren had sat around in pajamas most of the time, but the day that I Zoomed from you from the dining room table, she got completely dressed up.
You're welcome.
Jeez. I've been here at the Blitz for a little bit, and this will tell you. My first day on the air here, first time I ever spoke on the air here. I'm just young, dumb dude in radio. I introduced a brand new song by this band called Bush. The song was Everything Zen. I'll never forget it because for the next hour, I got phone call after phone call. Who's this band? What's this song? And, we all grew up with you ever since then. At that time, here's your debut. Where did you see this going? Did you expect this success?
I was even way dumber than you, and I was just didn't even know what was happening at that point. I had made that record, and it was incredible. And I mean, I sort of have so much time to reflect on it because I talk about myself a little bit at the moment. So, but it's like, when I wrote that song, that like my life hadn't been going that well, and I hadn't really much faith that I just kind of thought, well, it felt the least commercial thing I'd ever tried to do. I don't know, it just felt very real to write those songs, but they had no destination. They're just like me trying to be, all right, damn, just try and do it properly. And then just to make that record was this incredible feat. I couldn't believe it. And then when I didn't quite get the distribution, so I went back to work after I finished 16 Stone. And I spent 4 or 5 months back painting houses and stuff. I thought, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. You kind of achieved. I felt like I'd really achieved something because I thought the record was good, So that's as far as I took it. And then when I heard it was on the radio in America and it was the beginning of all of that, exactly the time you were talking about, I was just like, I didn't understand what was happening. So that's as far as I took it. So that's my perspective,
Wow.
I had low expectations. So that's what we do. We just think low. And then when it's like 30 years, 30 million records in 30 years, you go, yeah. The only sad thing is that streaming doesn't pay $1 a stream because someone just told me I have 1 billion streams.
Yeah, you got
That's crazy.
You broke 1 billion streams. I mean, the album just celebrated your 30th anniversary of the album back in December. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Are you amazed at the lifespan of that album and how people still gravitate towards it to this day? Because you guys, when I was at the House of Blues in Vegas for this big radio thing,
Dude.
and I saw 16 Stone cover to cover when you guys played it, and that album still has a reaction. That's got to be like an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. There's no other word for it. And what's incredible about it is that I think it's really been amazing to have all these new songs as well because we have this like incredible luxury. You have some people that know the band because of the last, 2, 3 years of like singles, Flowers on a Grave or More Than Machines. And so they're like, what's all these other songs? And then a lot of other people are like, I love those records. What are these songs, And so it's really cool that bringing it all together. And that's what gives it this kind of like present day, present moment feel. Like I've never played any of those songs and thought, oh, dude, let's play this old one. It's like, it's right in the moment of like, let's play Machine Head in town tonight. It's gonna rock this city, And so we just live in the moment, and it feels so fresh. It doesn't feel like anything to me. You say, I'm amazed at the lifespan of the record. I'm amazed at my own lifespan.
Dude, how the video for More Than Machines was so interesting in the fact that one, very special effects laden in a really cool video, but two, what a message, like a hidden message of trying to, like a lot of people have that struggle where they're not content with who they are. They want to be who they were 10 years younger or look who they were 10 years younger. And I thought the video to that was wild.
Yeah, thank you. It's just the modern age, right? And I had some ideas about that and put it in the song, but we have a really twisted director, so he always pushes it right over the edge and like goes nuts. But it's incredible, It's really, really, really good fun making videos. I mean, people always never like that, but I think of that a lot because when I play that set, because I kind of really make sure that I touch all the records and this and that, and without playing 3 hours, by the way. I'm not going to scare anyone on the way. It's in with a reasonable time. It's like it becomes like a journey, becomes like a diary for everyone in the crowd as well, because certain times you hear that and certain memories you have, you've been in the moment, but you don't have memories. It's like all these flying memories everywhere. And that's what the best part of it is. It's like, it feels like, we don't think we keep diaries, but all you got to do is look at your iPhone, your pictures, and there's your diary.
Right.
There's your life. And so it's the same thing for me with the music. Oh, right, that then, it's interesting. So it just makes it very rich, fertile. That's what keeps it alive. It's like it's alive. It's a monster.
You could play 3 hours and I wouldn't mind. It took about, after I played that song, that first day I worked here, it was like 15 years went by before I finally got a chance to see you guys live. And it was worth the wait because you guys were so incredible. And I see here you got a couple of shows coming this summer here in Ohio. You're going to play in Cincinnati and Cleveland. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, you can bump those up to 3-hour shows. That's fine with me. I love you get down in the audience. I think that's so awesome. I wish more people would do that. Is that scary though? Do you have to judge the crowd before you do it?
Like I always think to myself, don't go in the crowd tonight because you don't want to be formulaic. You want to be always the guy that goes in the crowd. So don't do it. And then I'm on stage. And I'm at a certain point in the show, and I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to go on stage. I just crumble like a paper bag, and I just get like right in the crowd. And I think you can do it many ways. I do it. I go through the crowd, but it's really like celebratory, and just people lose their minds. So you run up onto the lawn. When people like. Just kind of like in a certain space, but then I appear. I'm like a genie in a bottle. They just go, oh my God. They just can't believe it. And the thrill of that exchange between me and someone who loves the band in the crowd and hugging and things has never dimmed in all this time, because it's such an incredible emotion people give me when they go out there. And they can't believe it. And you just sort of, I always think it's a challenge. How do you make the ones at the back, at the top, and the bleachers? Oh man, I want to involve you. It's a little easier to be involved when you sort of can see us from the stage and stuff. But so many people get harsh seats, to be honest. And so you go, I would love to a trapeze. I haven't got the budget or the physique.
I don't know if you ever see it from your perspective when you're running through the crowd, but as someone who has seen you go through the crowd multiple times, have you ever watched how many women shove their husbands or boyfriends out of the way when you come into their vicinity while you're in the crowd?
Well, one thing I am really like, you just keep moving. I said the funny thing is, I do think the funny thing is that sometimes I do get more. People come up and they say, "You're my whole pass," and the husband's like, "Okay."
Yep.
I have no part in it. I'm just standing there. It's just between those two. It's just their moment. It's always just a moment. Obviously, it is just like, okay. And usually the guy is really buff and looks really fit, and I'm like, I don't want to argue with this guy.
But before you called this morning, we were talking about that. I said, Lewis, do you realize he's your girl's hall pass, man?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
One thing, and Lewis, hey, one thing I got to tell you, and I've never made this point, but it's a fair point, and I don't mean to sound, like I've got any kind of self-inflated perspective of myself, but I would dare to say that if somebody really likes me or what I do like that, they're a cool person. So for them to be with you is
I love it. He's so humble. But yeah, dude, look, the girls like you. You know it.
I'm just trying to sing my song, not break up a marriage.
No, I'm giving you a compliment.
I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
I'm saying you're obviously super cool.
We were in the car last night because we were talking about that. So I had to tell her, I'm like, hey, Thick and I are going to talk to Gavin tomorrow. And she's like, Bush is coming to Cincinnati, right? And I was so joking. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, haven't you seen that band enough? And dude, you would have thought like the world, like she just looked at me with like the eyes of steel. Like, how dare you even suggest such a thing?
Let's see, Cincinnati on August 14th. The day before that, you're in Cleveland, August 13th. You're coming with Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox.
Yes, it's going to be fantastic. And I think that with Jerry, we're going to be doing some song. You know, he's going to play with us. We're going to play with him. You know,
Oh, cool.
It's fun when you cross-pollinate on stage.
Yes.
And do different things. He played with us the other day. We played in LA the other night. He came on stage, and I can't take it for granted. You know, he was in Alice in Chains. He is in Alice in Chains.
Dude.
My bad. I mean that he's a legend, and I'm friends with him. But I still got to be like, man, he's very generous to come. He doesn't have to come on stage with Bush and play, but it's like a royal seal when Jerry's playing with you. You know.
I saw you do a cover of Wood with Breaking Ben. Does Jerry know about such cover?
Yeah. It's so weird, right? It's such an ironic thing. And then the three of us were on tour together.
Wow.
And I was then on stage. Then Ben was on stage with us. The only one I didn't do is go on stage with Breaking Ben. But Ben came on with us, played a few songs. I went on with Alice in Chains, and Jerry came on with Bush.
Wow. I wish bands did that more, because I'm telling you right now, the fans do absolutely love it.
Yeah, it gives a sort of a special moment, and we're not doing it every night. And, you know, like, funny, because I sang for Alice in Chains and sang with them on Man in a Box, and every night I'd be sort of gently loitering to see if they needed me, you know. Are you all right? They just, not all the time. So we didn't do it all the time. We didn't do it too much. It wasn't expected, you know. So when we did it, it was even more special.
Well, hey, Gavin, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. Hope you have a great show in New York, and we will see you in August, man.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Gavin. Appreciate it.